Thank you for tuning in. I have been down and out with the flu, and I'm back. Okay, so I hope everybody is doing well. The most recent news that a lot of people have been talking about is the fact that Wendy Williams has been diagnosed with dementia and progressive aphasia. So, years ago, Wendy Williams did tell us about the Graves' disease that she was suffering from. She showed us some of the side effects, and she told us about how it was about some type of like some type of veins or something pulling in the back of her head, and it's what was causing her eyes to bulge out. So we knew that she was suffering with that, but we were not aware of the dementia and now the aphasia. And so a lot of people are concerned that this is going to lead to, her continuous decrease or decline in her health, because a lot of people say that their experience with dementia when it comes to their parents or grandparents is that they soon after are deceased. So, how true that is, I'm not sure, but I don't think that I have, since Wendy Williams has gone through the affair with her husband, the divorce and everything, and then leaving the show, I feel like it just has been a continuous decline of her health. There have been times where I've seen her where she looks good, she's propped up, and I figure okay, she's doing better. But then there's other times with the preview of the documentary where it's no, she's not doing good. She's still dealing with things. And so since she's been out of sight, I have assumed that maybe she's progressing and she's doing better. And so right now, this documentary is about to come out, and it is supposedly supposed to expose, what is going on with her guardianship with Wells Fargo, and the people who are around her, who they state are not, doing right by her. Now, I will say that I thought I had this conspiracy theory to this whole thing, right? Because so what we have learned, now I did see a video that alluded to Sharina Hudson and Wendy Williams' ex being separated, and that she even went ahead and sued him as well, right? And I didn't know if those videos were real, but I did watch Star Report, and Star reported that, or he confirmed that Sharina and Kevin Hunter were in fact broken up. So since that is the case, I would say that I lost my point. Okay, I was talking about the decline of Wendy Williams. Oh my God, I lost my point. This is bad. I'm getting to let me stop. Okay, so Star confirmed that Sharina and X are broken up, right? And oh my God, I lost my point. That is so bad. Okay, my dog. Oh my God. Oh, that was I was talking about my conspiracy. Okay. My conspiracy was that Wendy was faking, right? Wendy was faking that she was sick, and that would mean that, she would stop them from getting her money. And so I was like, oh, good. Wendy faked this whole thing, and she got Kevin to not get her money. So I was happy. So I was like, what? Wendy is smarter than we think. But then now that this aphasia and dementia thing is out, it's like, no, she wasn't faking. So I'm sad about that because I did watch Wendy. I don't think that everything that Wendy did was cool. There was a lot of things that she said that was just like too much, like she went too far. But I did watch her. So I watched Star's video, and Star was saying that he feels like Wendy should have kept Kevin in her life because that's where the decline occurred. But I don't really agree. I just checked Wendy Williams' net worth, and it says $500,000, which is sad because she was formerly worth $20 million. So that's horrible. So let's talk about the two paths that she could have went down, right? So the path that she's currently down is without Kevin, right? Is without Kevin. And we have other people dipping into Wendy's money. And now she's supposedly worth $500,000. But that's from having to pay Kevin alimony. The money that Wendy Williams had thus far had been previously spent on Sharina. How much she actually recovered, I don't know. If she even recovered the money, I don't know, because Kevin had a right to that money because he was married to Wendy. So I don't even know if she was even able to recover that money. And then still to be hit over the head with the fact that, yeah, you still have to pay this guy is like crazy. So you have to take care of that baby. That what do you call him? What do you call the baby? That was had through an affair? Okay. So she had to take care of that baby that he betrayed her and had, right? So that's the path that she's down now, where that's without Kevin, right? She's now down to $500,000. My thing is, if she would have stayed with Kevin and Kevin would have continued, you know what's crazy? All of that was needed. Like she needed to divorce Kevin so that Kevin can see that Sharina wasn't even really there for him, because now it seems more like that separation is related to the fact that Kevin doesn't have any money. So if the money didn't run out, Kevin would have never knew that this was not the love of his life, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, that was necessary for that to be revealed. And then on top of that, so we're going down the path of if she stayed with Kevin, right? So she stayed with Kevin. Kevin would have been blowing Wendy's money on Sharina. Kevin bought a push gift for Sharina, and it was like some crazily expensive car. It's a little gold car. I forget. It's like a what is it, Maserati or something? Like he bought some crazily expensive car for Sharina, and it just kept going. He bought her a house that was worth millions. The spending was uncontrollable. It was just crazy. So I don't think that going down the path of staying with Kevin, she still it's sad, because it almost seems like Wendy didn't really have anybody to kind of help her. And I kind of remember, so when Wendy used to report, because I used to listen to Hot Topics, and she would talk about, people who were broken up or people doing this or that, or she would even give audience members advice. She's like, girl, you better do this, or girl, you better make sure you have this in order. I always have my ducks in a row. And it's like, I'm so surprised that Wendy Williams doesn't have a backup plan. That's what this has taught me. And I feel like a lot throughout, because they're saying, this year is the age of truth, or the age of revelation, or the truth being revealed. And it's just like, I feel like a lot of things are opposite, and we're going to learn that this year, in which a lot of people are saying, a lot of people that say, they stand for something, a certain thing, they are actually the opposite. That's what I feel like, especially with TD Jakes, everything that's coming out with TD Jakes, whatever is being alleged, if it is true, it's very surprising because it's like, wow, TD Jakes, I would have never expected that. I literally would not have expected that. But that's what's being alleged. So some people, so yeah, that's what I had to say, about the fact that if Wendy would have stayed with Kevin, would things have been better off? I don't think so, because I don't think Kevin knows how to manage money either, because he was spending money crazily on Sharina Hudson. So that's my take on that. Now, some people are saying this is karma. Some people are saying this is spiritual warfare, like she's being attacked. I mean, that's hard to say no to, because Wendy had so many things to say about so many people. So it could be anybody. I remember when the affair came out and the baby and everything was being talked about, Method Man's wife, who Wendy previously exposed her diagnosis, I think it was like cancer, that she was previously dealing with, but she wanted to deal with it privately. She did not want her family and friends to know about it at the time. It was something that was difficult, for her to deal with. And she didn't want her close family and friends to know about it. And Wendy revealed it. And Method Man was so upset. And rightfully so. Some things, especially when it comes to health, people want that to be private. They want to deal with that privately. And that is something that was should have been kept, private. Anyway, what else? So it's hard to tell who would have been that upset to do something like that to her. But is it karma? I don't know, because dementia, she's kind of young to have dementia. I feel like she's kind of young to have dementia. Aphasia, I'm not too sure what that is. I remember I was listening to another YouTube commenter, and they were saying something about what it was, but I don't really remember, honestly. But I know it's progressive. So to be hit with both is kind of like, wow. But do I feel bad for Wendy? I mean, yeah, but she kind of seemed, I don't know, Wendy kind of gives me like, don't feel sorry for me. I think she said something like that before, like, don't feel sorry for me. And she also kind of gives me like, I think she'll still have that mouth, like she'll still snap at you. She'll still say something, and you'll be like, so I don't know, because I remember Wendy's like radio days. I remember the days where she was like, she used to go in on Beyonce. When I tell you go in, she used to go in on Beyonce, and especially when there was he allegedly had an affair with Free. So you had AJ and Free from 106 & Park. And 106 & Park was big. I definitely used to watch that. And I definitely was a big fan of Bow Wow at the time. And so according to Wendy, Jay-Z had a baby with Free. So she exposed that. If that was even true, we don't really have confirmation. And that was the good thing about back in those times, because social media wasn't as big as it is today. So we didn't really have like people recording things and picture proof. It was just like a he say, she say thing. Wendy spoke to someone who was inside of the hospital who said, oh yeah, my sister just gave birth right next to Free. I don't even think Free ever confirmed, or Free, and she's very beautiful, by the way. Free, she always had like this blonde hair, and she would like do braids or like an afro. She was really attractive woman. So I could see Jay-Z messing with her, but it wasn't confirmed whether or not they had a baby. But that is all I have to say about this whole Wendy Williams thing. Do you think this is karma? Do you think this is just natural? Do you just think it's, she's getting seasoned and she's just, because also we have to remember that she did a lot of drugs. She admitted to doing drugs and things like that. And then she later also was using a lot of alcohol. So could it be that? It could be that. So maybe that's taking a toll on her, and maybe that's why these things are showing up early. I do feel bad, for her son. I hope that her son, is able to. Now that would really, really, really touch me, because her son seems very innocent. He seems like a very respectable young man. I would hope. So this is what I look at, because everybody is like, people are saying that the documentary is kind of like, they're kind of saying that the documentary is like taking away from her, or it's embarrassing, or it's making her look bad. Now, I feel like if she's doing this documentary to get money, and especially since she know that she's about to pass away, I feel like she's doing it for her son. Because if she's really down to $500,000 and she's doing that for her, that's something that I would do. Like selflessly, I'm just gonna, okay, I don't care. Embarrass me, make me look stupid, as long as my kid is good. So if she's doing that for the, for her son, then I get it, and I'm I don't know, proud of her for doing that, because I don't think people are looking at that. They're saying that she looks desperate, but if her money is down to 500,000, and she's, that she's gonna get some money off of this documentary, and then she knows she's on her way out, and this is a way for her to kind of get money for her son, then I definitely applaud her for that, because she's leaving him behind. Kevin Hunter, her ex-husband, is, I mean, he's I don't know how they're saying that he made Wendy and he helped Wendy. He has not been making good choices, and then he just stopped working. I don't know what he has been doing. He's just been running after people in the court looking for money, and I'm just kind of like, is there not anything else that you can do to kind of add to the situation? Because Wendy is like the cash cow, so it's kind of sad, But to see that Wendy Williams doesn't have a plan, I that was kind of weirded me out too, because she always said, you got to have a backup plan, or I got to do this, or I got to do that. And for her to have worked in the industry for so long and to just have nothing is crazy. But I hope that this will allow her to, because I think that is where her mind is. Like, when she leaves here, she wants to take care of her son. That part is really definitely sad to me. She has offended so many people. So who knows, maybe this is like some sort of spiritual warfare. I don't know, but she has really offended a lot of people, and maybe I don't know, but that's all I have to say on that. What are your comments? Do you think this is karma? Do you think somebody's out to get her? Do you think it's just natural because she has abused substances in her past? Do you think these things are getting the better of her? Or is she dying from a broken heart? That damn Kevin. He done betrayed her. He done, she's passing away from a broken heart. I don't know. But anyway, I'll see you in the next one.